You are at Lake Rant, where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one is for M, who says, rant about tulpas. So if you ain't never heard of a tulpa, it's basically like an imaginary friend, except that it's like next level imaginary friend. Actually, I could just read you this link that M gave me that says, what is a tulpa? Since I'm sure it'll help you at least understand better. A tulpa is an entity created in the mind, acting independently of and parallel to your own consciousness. They are able to think and have their own free will, emotions, and memories. In short, a tulpa is like a sentient person living in your head separate from you. It's currently unproven whether or not tulpas are truly sentient, but in this community we treat them as such. It takes time for a tulpa, in other words, they're not. It takes time for a tulpa to develop a convincing and complex personality. As they grow older, your attention and their life experiences will shape them into a person with their own hopes, dreams, and beliefs. So basically, tulpas are a project that a lot of people have undergone to make themselves insane. It is where you basically decide, I want to have someone living in my head. I'm going to... Basically, you just have to dedicate a lot of time and energy to thinking about the existence of this thing, considering it separate from yourself, treating it as its own entity, and imagining it thoroughly enough that it could make decisions which would surprise you, which are really decisions you're making, but you've compartmentalized a part of your brain to, be a different creature. Truly, the brain is an incredible mechanism. I don't know how much I believe people when they tell me that they have tulpas, that they actually think have sincerely reached that level. Because I don't think you can... I don't know. I think the ability of people to create tulpas has to do somewhat with just ignorance of how the mind works, or like some level of mysticism, some level of belief that something, that there is a magic in this formulation, because you kind of got to be illogical or insane to make this work. I tried to do it because I'm always interested in this kind of shit and these kinds of fucking mind games. Back when I was in the My Little Pony community, there was a lot of people who were doing tulpas and also hypnosis shit, and I was interested in that. But, to me, just the fact that I know it's impossible for something that exists in my head to understand things that I don't understand, unless I have basically, again, compartmentalized a certain type of my thinking into this character. It's not that it's a different character from myself, it's just a part of my own understanding that I have, given a name and a personality, basically. It's you cannot know something that, doesn't come from information you've taken in. Obviously there's some connection here, like multiple personality disorder or dissociative identities. The idea of a dissociative identity is that each of them would have different experiences. Perhaps whichever personality is currently in control, as it were, has its own memories. And maybe it can remember things that other personalities can, maybe it can't. Maybe... the main personality doesn't know what the other ones experience or something like that. But, with a tulpa, you're basically creating that. You're creating that circumstance by just convincing yourself that this certain sect of memories and knowledge that you have is not yours and belongs to this other thing. Again, you are literally making yourself insane. So, I don't know if I really recommend tulpamancy as a thing for people to do. I know that for a lot of people, it's very important to them. It makes them feel, especially most people who create tulpas obviously have no friends and no social connections and need this as a way to, have something that they can relate to and identify with. But, it is you. So just, I don't know, love yourself more. Or, if this is what you need, I guess go for it. Tulpas are the highest level of autism to me. It's you have to be truly you have to be. I don't know. I don't want to shit on people who have tulpas right now, but like it's not something that you can create without like the process of doing so is the process of creating a dissociated identity. I don't think most people who even claim to have done it have really done it. I think it's mostly just lonely people who want to experiment with something cool and be a part of a community. I do believe there probably are people who have really convinced themselves of tulpas, but the ones who I've seen who are like that also are insane. So, I don't know. I don't think you should fuck around with the tulpas, man.